Welcome guys to this gaming sleep relaxation video. Your chance to relax and unwind. Before we get started today, exploring the city of Riften within Skyrim, take a few moments just to get comfortable. Either sitting up or lying down. Don't worry if there's a bit of noise. Just make sure that you won't be physically disturbed for the next few minutes. I always think at the start it's a good idea to take in a couple of deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and then back out through the mouth. As you breathe in again, feel that sense of the lungs expanding. And then as you breathe out, feel the body just letting go, starting to relax. And if you're happy to, and you haven't done so already, just start by closing the eyes. As I play through today, we're going to explore Riften. I might speak a little bit about when I played this game and my thoughts at the time when I played it. I'll give you my thoughts on things that happen in the game as we play today. I think of it, nothing is of any particular interest in the video. There's no need to watch the action unfold. It's fine to just listen, be in the moment, listen for the sounds and the sound of my voice. And all these things are cues and an invitation to allow your eyes to start to feel heavy. And maybe that sense of starting to drift off. I'll describe everything that you can see in the video. There's no need to watch, you can keep your eyes closed if you want. It's quite simple, all you need to do is to just listen. We're to head here then to the main part of this particular city, the city of Riften. It's a city that, as opposed to having streams run through it, it's a city made mostly of timber on top of a lake or a canal system or something like that. I suppose not dissimilar to Venice. Of course, it's the medieval version. As we walk through...
Now I remember. You're that new member of the Companions. So you... what? Fetch the meat?
Working at the Riften fishery is tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket.
The inhabitants of Riften are fairly amicable. As we just head around. At first I'm not particularly looking for anywhere. Just walking on the wooden walkways. Listening to conversation. Hearing things.
If you're looking for a
happen.
handout, you'll want to speak with my husband.
Very similar vibe to Whiterun, which if you didn't see, we did a sleep gaming relaxation session in Whiterun. It's a similar sort of feel. We just head down now to the lower level along the wooden walkways, and right down beneath now, below the upper walkway, we can hear the sound of the water lapping by the jetty. Just remember that if your mind wanders back to happenings from today or thoughts of tomorrow, just let it be known that your brain can deal with anything that it needs to in the morning or when you wake up. Now is your chance to relax and unwind, remembering that relaxation gives you opportunities for rejuvenation and enhancing productivity for tomorrow. Just listen instead to this moment. If there are any particularly pressing issues that you think of or thoughts that arise, then don't be afraid of pausing the video and noting those down, and remember that you can pick those up tomorrow. But just listen to this moment now. It's your chance to relax and unwind as we head around the bottom area here of Riften, where there are a number of little boats. We're going to head inside here, what looks like to be a potion store or shop of some description. There's a lady sitting
This place has seen better days, but it's not my fault.
just to the side in a chair.
Where's my head? I never even greeted you properly.
And there's a fireplace built into the wall here.
Need something?
You can hear the sound of the flames crackling. The embers rising up. The lady that was sat there before moves away and stands behind the counter, ready to serve. There's somebody in the corner who's working away at some alchemy or creating potions somehow, and we will in time go and over there and see what's happening. For now, just enjoying standing by the flames. You can almost imagine the warmth from the flames warming your skin, warming your whole body, giving you a sense of relaxation. As we now decide to move away from the fire and head around the back, sound of the fire is a little quieter. Peace within this back room can be found. There's somebody asleep in here already, with a candle burning, and some food in a pot cooking above a stove. We'll head back into the front of the store
Sorry, just thinking about my experiments.
and pay some attention to the person who
This
is.
place has seen better days, but it's not my fault. Where's my head? I never even greeted you properly.
As we open the door to exit back out to Riften, as it closes behind us, we are greeted again with the canal which runs through, one of the canals which runs through this town. Just remember that if your mind wanders, then that's absolutely fine, but just to simply draw it back to this moment in the game as we head back up the steps of Riften.
The Imperials think we need their laws.
We just opened the gate, which we're now heading through. And closed it and bolted it after us to a courtyard area, which in fact appears to be the start. Going to continue
Don't cross me, elf.
down a passage. I remember the first time that came into Riften when I played this game in the past, thinking how amazing it was, sort of built onto water in comparison to Whiterun, a traditional sort of, I suppose, medieval city.
Destroyed by a dragon. Hard to believe, isn't it?
There's no need to rewind anything. If your mind wanders or if you drift off, just continue on with the rest of the video. Any reminders that I give you throughout to help, I shall repeat. And remember, there's nothing of any particular interest which happens in the videos. We're just walking around and exploring at this point. As we head back up now, some stone steps. Back up to the upper level. And then enter inside a large wooden door and a temple, where inside there are some monks or nuns, would appear, walking around. And in front of us, the front of the temple, inside the chapel, there are some benches which we're just going to sit on
Blessings of Mara upon you.
for an amount of time.
Yes?
Again, the sound of fire keeping us warm within the temple. If at any point during this session or video your attention drifts away,
How may I
then
help you, my daughter?
you can always bring it back.
Yes?
Refocus on my voice. Or you could consider counting from 1 up to 10 with each breath. But don't change your breathing, just breathe normally. And when you get to 10, back down again. And you can do this as many times as you like if you find that helps. If it helps you to stay focused. In game it's 7:42 PM now, and
All meats guaranteed clean and free from rock joints.
Looking to stay alive? Why
market
take a
Ferris
chance?
horses and the highest quality in Skyrim.
Jewelry with
legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
the marketplace is still open and people are still there.
As crisp as a winter's morning.
Gems, potions, exotic ingredients. I have them
Protect
all.
yourself.
Genuine
right.
Balm of Blood
Buy
elixir
armor
for
from
sale.
Grelka.
Live for thousands of years. See into other people's thoughts.
Possibly for 10 minutes more only, really, before it closes and these people move on.
light in the pockets, lass.
Rare trinkets in the finest oddities from Mora.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
I run the meat and produce stand at the market. Come by and see me if you want some of the freshest food you've ever eaten.
Come see me in the market if you're looking for the finest custom jewelry in all of Skyrim.
As we head inside another large timber door, the Bee and Barb, another inn, similar in style to the one in Whiterun again.
Running a little light in the pockets, lass?
If your allegiance lies with the Empire, we haven't much to discuss.
Just heading around and looking inside the inn here. There are some things to steal which we won't be doing at the moment.
You look like you could use a drink. What do you say to some cheap mead? Yeah, what do you want? If this is about the meadery, we can talk later.
You're not from around here. Imperial spy, perhaps?
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
Fancy yourself the adventuring type, eh? It's just as well. I doubt your combat prowess would prove valuable in a real battle anyway.
What in the name of Oblivion do you want?
I was trained by some of the finest warriors in all Skyrim to wield a blade as if it was an extension of my own arm.
I don't have time for idle chit-chat. What is it?
My mother spares no expense where I'm concerned. I'm heir to the family fortune.
New around Riften? Take my advice. Stay at the Bee and Barb. The bunkhouse isn't for you.
If your allegiance lies with the Empire, we haven't much to discuss.
Running a little light in the pockets, lass? Running a little light in the pockets, lass?
Just the number of different bedrooms. Does actually look quite a charming place. If this was in real life, I suppose people pay money to stay in a cabin such as this. People like that rustic feel now, I think. We seem to be being followed by an Argonian. If you hear the footsteps, that's what's going on there. We have our own chaperone.
If your allegiance lies with the Empire, we haven't much to discuss.
As we open the main door back out into Riften, it's now 9:27 PM. The sounds are of the evening this time. The wind rustling the leaves.
Please, I don't have anything to eat.
This piece of music is one of my favourite pieces of music from any game. It's quite famous. For the ambience that it gives to this world. And I hope that it allows you to relax.
You look like you could use a drink. What do you say to some cheap mead?
As we move around now, many of the places will be closed due to the time of day.
You need to leave now. You need to leave. My husband Bercy will be the death of me. Oh, he spends too much time worrying about Riften and not enough about himself. You need to leave.
And we shall leave on this occasion. For some reason we're not welcome in here. And we're not in the business of staying our welcome anywhere.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of mead.
By this point, all of your end of day activities should be complete. If you have any alarms that you need to set, then make sure that by this point they are set. As you just head back through the same metal gate as before. It can also be a good idea to make sure that if you don't have this video in a queue with similar videos or a playlist, that you turn off autoplay on YouTube so that when you've finished listening and you've hopefully fallen asleep or had some time to relax and rejuvenate, that you're not interrupted by a video which is not of the same nature and that something that jolts you awake or brings you out of a state of relaxation. When I'm listening to things like this, I like to make sure that I've switched off autoplay, or better still, I'm listening to a playlist of similar videos. I intend on putting out a number of videos, different games, all of the same nature. Relaxing vibes. And if it's fitting for you to listen to a playlist like that, then by all means do so. In which case you may wish to use the autoplay function as we just enter inside an orphanage made entirely of timber, as most buildings are in Riften.
Those who shirk their duties will get an extra beating. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Prelate.
And one more thing. I will hear no more talk of adoptions. None of you riffraff is getting adopted, ever. Nobody needs you. Nobody wants you. That, my darlings, is why you're here. Why you will always be here, until the day you come of age and get thrown into that wide, horrible world. Now, what do you all say?
We love you, Grelin. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your kindness.
That's better. Now scurry off, my little gutter snipes.
The children of the orphanage now make their way to various different beds around the room. I'm presuming that the lady that was speaking
You really shouldn't be here.
is some sort of headmistress, maybe. Or whatever term they use. But apparently, yes, we shouldn't be here. It's
I'm
interesting.
sorry, but the children aren't up for adoption right now. You should go.
It's interesting nonetheless to just look around and hear what sounds there are. It's the sound of the walking on the timber footsteps. I'm going to head into the same room where the lady who was speaking before was, and see if she's still there and see if she says anything else.
Riffraff. That's all you Riften people are. This is an orphanage, not an inn. Be gone from here.
And I think we will at
This is an orphanage, not an inn. Be gone from here.
We will at this stage take our leave and exit the orphanage. Back out to Riften again. The sound of the wind rustling the leaves. We've actually entered out into a rear courtyard where I don't think we can get out of. So I'm just going to head back inside and out of the main exit or entrance at the front. Nothing particularly interesting to see.
Riffraff. That's all you Riften people are. Riffraff. That's all you Riften people are.
And out, hopefully this time, to the front where we entered. Indeed, that's correct. A very different sort of vibe at this time in an evening, very quiet, the streets are very quiet. The city or the town's very quiet in general. You can hear the sound of locusts maybe, or a sound that's familiar only in an evening, that's for sure, whatever it may be. Just going to spend some time here chopping wood as we place the wood on the block and bring the axe down. This wood we will leave here afterwards in Riften for the people of Riften to use as firewood or kindling or whatever they need to use it for. This is our good deed for the day. Remembering that this is your time now. You've worked hard today and this week, and you deserve to give yourself some time off now to relax, to listen to the sound of wood being chopped. And to count each piece of wood that we have chopped here. If you want to count them, you can. And we'll drop the firewood there and leave that for the villagers to take it if they needed to. 66 pieces in total. As we stand by the forge with the embers flickering up and smoke leaving the forge, think about any other sounds you can hear. There are no proper sounds or improper sounds, or just sounds that you hear. I hope that this session has helped you to relax and unwind, and will help you to be in a state to sleep well and be rested. And I thank you for joining me this evening. I look forward to joining you in the future for a similar video.